So in this video, I'm going to explain about the concept of arrays. All right. Now, normally when we declare variables, for example, integer, num1, okay, num2, and so on, we have an idea of the information that we want to store, and it is usually distinct variables or distinct information that we want to capture, okay, or record. Okay, but assuming that right now you are having some sensor, all right, that is monitoring the temperature of the room or somewhere, all right. So if I have a temperature sensor, okay, so let's say I just draw a sensor and I am taking some readings, all right. So I can expect the readings to maybe fluctuate over time and so on, and I want to keep a record of this data, correct, at every time specific time interval, correct. I want to keep a record of this data. Okay, and let's assume that I have thousands of data points and so on. How can I store this information in my code? All right, so it doesn't make sense to declare 1,000 different variables, correct, individually one by one. Okay, that's not the way to do it. So in programming, all right, there is a structure, all right, or there is a data type known as array, all right, a data format, I would say, known as array, that allows us to store information as a group, okay, but under a single name. Okay, so for example, if I have 100 data points, okay, I can create this array, all right, with 100 sort of spaces, all right, and okay, the correct name for this is what we call elements, all right. So if I want to store integer information, I declare as an integer array. If it's decimal values, then I can declare it as a float or a double. Okay, now how do I declare declare an array variable? Is the same way as declare a normal variable. Okay, for example, integer data. Okay, and the important thing is I need to specify the size over here, okay, when I'm declaring the variable. All right, of course there are many different ways of doing it. Okay, I'm showing you one way now where we declare the size up front, all right, inside the square bracket. Okay, again there are variations to this, okay, which we will cover along the way. Okay, so what we can do as a starting point is to fix the array size. Okay, so if I want, for example, 100 elements in my array, then I can put 100. Okay, for now I'm just going to put it as 10, all right, to make it simple. All right, so if I say integer data 10, so this array will be called data. Okay, now how do I access each element in this array? Is by using what we call this index over here. Okay, so this is what we call index 0, index 1, index 2, and so on. So if I have 10 elements, it will be 0 all the way to 9. Okay, 0 all the way to 9 will be 10 elements. Okay, so if I want to access this particular element, this is index 2, so this will be data 2. So always remember you are starting from index 0. All right, so 0 is the first element, index 1 is the second element, and so on. All right, now let's do some coding, all right, to see how this can be done in the actual C code. All right, so I'm going to declare a variable data. Okay, so I'm just going to keep 5 elements for now. All right, now how do I initialize values in the array? All right, so to initialize values in the array, you use curly braces, all right, and you specify the elements one by one. Okay, so again, I'm just going to give some random numbers: 23, 56, 42, 86, 99. Okay, so I'm declaring a array named data, size 5, okay, and these are the 5 elements that I've initialized them with. All right, now if I want to access any element in this array, all I need to do is to use the correct index notation. Okay, so for example, cout Okay, I can say first array here backslash n. Okay, first element equals to, and I can say data 0. So that is the first element. Okay, so if I were to print this out or run the program, it will say first element is 23. Okay, I can access any element that I like. Okay, so for example, okay, I can print out the third element. Okay, that will be, so this is the first element, second element, and third element. So the third element is index 0, 1, 2. So this will be index 2. Okay, so that's the third element. Alright, so of course, if you want, you can also extract out a copy of that data and put it into another variable. Okay, so for example, I can have another variable here, integer x. Okay, and I can say x equals to data 4. Okay, and then I can do a cout. Okay, x equals to x. Alright, so as you can see, what is happening here, I have taken a copy of the fourth index value in data. Alright, so this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, so the last element, and I have placed it into another variable x, and then I'm printing out the value in x. Okay, I can also update any element in the array by directly using the index as well. Okay, by directly using the index as well. So for example, I can say data 0 is now equals to x plus 1. Okay, so what is data 0? Data 0 is, data index 0 is referring to the first element. So as we know, the first element originally is 23, but right now I am updating that first element with a new value, which is x plus 1. And what is x? X is 99. Alright, so if after this I print out the first element again, okay, we will see an updated value. Okay, so you see that the very first time that I print out the first element, it is 23 based on the initialization over here. Okay, and then the third element is 42, and then I extract out the data index 4, okay, which is the last element, which has a value of 99, and I place that into variable x. Okay, I place that into variable x, and after that, what do? I increment x by 1, and I store that result into data 0. Okay, data 0, and I am now printing out the updated value in the array. Okay, so that's why in this last printout it says first element is 100. Okay, so I hope this gives you a good introduction to the concept of arrays and how data is stored, alright, and how we can access the data as well as update the data. Alright, so thank you for watching, and in subsequent videos we will go deeper into arrays, alright, and understand how to more effectively deal with arrays using loops. Okay, so thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.